Next topic is entrepreneurship development. So, what is the meaning of entrepreneurship development? Meaning, entrepreneurship is a purposeful activity of an individual or a group of associated individuals undertake to initiate, maintain, and organize profit by production and distribution of economic goods and services. So, characteristics of entrepreneurship. So, entrepreneurship is a process of setting of a new business organization. So, entrepreneurship is a process of setting of a new business organization. They'll set up a new business organization. It is the process where one decides to build a business career by finding the market options and mobilizing the available resources. So, using available resources and mobilizing the available resources, so he'll set up the career. He'll set up the organization, business organization. So, the following are the characteristics of entrepreneurship. So, entrepreneurship is the process that they'll set up a new business organization. It is a process where one decides the entrepreneurship this entrepreneur will decide to build a business career by finding the market options and mobilizing the available resources. This is called a entrepreneurship. So, entrepreneurship characteristics. So, one is the first one is characteristics of entrepreneurship. First one is innovation. Entrepreneurship is an innovation. The introduction of new combination of various factors of production is an innovation. A new product arrives in the market, uses new production technology, discovers new source of supply of raw materials, and opens a new market for the specific product. In view of changing the taste of consumers from time to time, entrepreneurship focuses on the research and development of to produce goods to satisfy the customers. For example, so typical example of a product innovation example was used by Apple Inc with the introduction of iPhone series. Apple Inc. is a introduction of iPhone series phone which are more attractive and classic to the customers. Apple Inc. was able to do this through brand switching and it resulted in the customer switching to iPhones from other brands of phones. So these are attracting the customers to iPhones who using other brands of phones. So for this is the innovation. So customers will find the innovation like they want to use different features in an existing product. So new product arrives in the market which the appling the which product is arriving in the market uses new production technology. So for that the in entrepreneurship they have to set up a business for that. So that what are the technologies are used in a iPhone series, and for the mobile if they are going to set up a mobile organization, mobile production. So what are the resources, what are the material required for the manufacturing the mobile. So they will arrange a setup for the production. So they discovers new sources of supply of raw materials so and opens a new market for the specific product. So for the mobile they will for the specific product they will set up the business. In the end, in a view of changing taste of consumers from time to time. So consumers will ask a new things if they're using a one iPhone, so they will ask for the new features. If they're coming in a if anything is coming in a new market, so customers want to use that one according to their taste of consumers from time to time. Entrepreneurship focuses on the research and development to produce a goods to satisfy the customers. This is the innovation. And next is economic activity. An entrepreneur produces a new product for the customers as per their needs. So entrepreneur produces a new products. Before there was a TVs, normal TVs, LCD. So but now smart TVs are coming. So like that. So he feels the need of this to satisfy human wants and as well as in exchange earn a better livelihood. So livelihood It is a systematically planned activity as for the skills and knowledge of an entrepreneur, hence, entrepreneurship is an economic activity. So, next is organization building. It is an activity where various factors of production have to be organized. Place utility, time utility, form utility, etc. has to be considered to collect them under new one roof for a new production. So if they are going to uh, putting a manufacturing for the washing machine, so what they will do, they'll look for the place utility, time utility, and form utility. Everything should come under the one roof for a new production. So this is the organization of building. And next is creativity, creative activity. Innovation should have a strong support of creativity. Introducing creativity in producing something new is a big challenge for the entrepreneur. Thus, creativity as an essential part of entrepreneurship. So, for the entrepreneur, this is a big challenge for the entrepreneur to something. He has to find out the something new for the a new product to attract the customers. So that is the challenge for the entrepreneur. But that is the creativity is an essential part of entrepreneurship. So creativity is a part of the entrepreneurship. So creativity activity. And next is a managerial skills and leadership. A person who wants to be a successful entrepreneur should have more passion about of doing something new than just earning profit. So if the person is want to successful in his entrepreneurship, so he has to be passionate about the things he do the something new than just earning if he go for just earning profit, it won't work. He has to be passionate mm, about the entrepreneur. And leadership and managerial skills are the most important facets of a entrepreneurship. Leadership and managerial skills will help him most important part for the entrepreneurship. Other skills can be considered secondary, like entrepreneur must have the ability to lead and manage the business. And skillful management, the success of any entrepreneurship depends on the management of the organization. With professional management and skill managers, entrepreneurship becomes a successful activity. If the management is a skill managers, if the manager is skilled and the employees are skilled, so that they can find out successfully very easily. So risk bearing, uncertainty is defined as a risk which cannot be insured against and is incalculable. Entrepreneurship is an agent who buys a factors of production at certain prices in order to combine them into a product. So what they will do, they will find a raw materials, for the certain prices, and after the product, they'll get the amount. So that is the if the market, according to the market, who is if the competitor coming to the same product, so they will get the loss in the business. So the entrepreneur should have the risk bearing capacity, so and into a product and to sell them at a uncertain prices in future. Thus they too are risk bearing agents in a production. Gap filing function, the most significant feature of entrepreneurship is a gap filing. It is the entrepreneur's job to fill the gap or make up the deficiencies which always exist in the knowledge about the production function. This is all about the production, the characteristics of entrepreneurship. And now we'll study about the process of entrepreneurship development. Process of entrepreneurship development, first comes with training, next is entrepreneurship development program, that is EDP. So training, first one is training. The traditional school of thought had been thinking that entrepreneurs are born and not made, whereas the modern observation mentioned that some entrepreneurs may be born, but a large number of them can be made by education and training. So there are many like unskilled employees also can unskilled people can become an entrepreneur. But the thing is that the large number of the candidates, large number of the entrepreneurs can be made up by education and the training. Hence today there is a need of training to produce eligible future entrepreneurs. So, training is a scheme of instructions which is planned, systematic, consistent, pervasive, and monitored to measure its effectiveness. It is an integral input of managerial development. So, training broadens the vision of our entrepreneurs by providing them suitable opportunities for an interchange of experience within and outside an industry. It builds the necessary skills of a new entrepreneurs. It imparts knowledge of marketing of goods, production methods, consumers, education, etc. Training exposes an entrepreneur to the latest development which can directly or indirectly affect him. So if the entrepreneur get the proper training from the education, from his education and from the training, he will aware about, he'll get a knowledge about the product and technology and the communication skills, how to handle risk bearing, so stress managing, everything he can get it from the training, and he can apply in the business, and he can success his goals, success his business. So the training is the most important for the entrepreneurs. So with the help of training, there can be minimization of excessive scraps and defective outputs and wastages in the production process. Suppose if there is a car manufacturing company, example, car manufacturing company. So if the person is having, entrepreneur is having the skills about the car, aware about the technology, what are the particles are what are the parts are used in the car, and what are the materials required, which employees, which laborers are going to work, and what is the mechanism. If he aware about these things, so he can, there is a less number of scraps, also defective outputs and wastages in the production process. Training helps in improving overall efficiency of an entrepreneur. The process of training helps an entrepreneur to accept new technology, team spirit, standardization, reduce fatigue, minimizes industrial accidents, etc. Some methods of training are lecture method, demonstration method, and individual instructions and group instructions and meeting and conference seminars, etc. These are the methods of training given to the entrepreneurs. So once they know about this, if they get the training about all these things, they can success their business, they can reduce the accidents in the industries and minimizes the industrial accidents and reduce the fatigue, and it will improve the team spirit and standardizations. So next, the second one is entrepreneurship development programs, that is EDP. An entrepreneurship development programs has been defined as a program designed to help a person in strengthening his entrepreneurial motive and acquiring skills and capabilities necessary for playing his entrepreneurial role efficiently. It is a device through which people with the latest entrepreneurial traits are identified, motivated to take up a new industrial venture, trained in a managing and the unit, and guide in all aspects of starting a new venture. And EDP was first introduced in Gujarat in 1970 and was sponsored by the Gujarat Industrial Investment Corporation, that is EDPs are based on M. McClender's experiments in Kokina, Kokinanda district of Andhra Pradesh, where businessmen were provided with a motivation and training. EDP includes following steps. First one is arrangement of infrastructure. So suppose you can consider, you can take an example of Decathlon. Decathlon, so they first they'll look for the arrangements of infrastructure, selection of potential entrepreneur, identification of enterprise, actual training program. So they will first look for the infrastructure, then look for the entrepreneur, and then identification of enterprise and actual training program. They will provide each parts sports or any things they will about cycling, about they what are they are having the uh, material about that, they'll give a proper knowledge, and actual training program will happen, and selection of training personnel. So then the will employees will get a selection of a training personnel, so they'll get a training, selection of method of training, and actual training, and monitoring and follow up. These are the things are following steps and objectives of EDP. So the following objectives of EDP are identified: to foster entrepreneurial growth in the country, optimum use of available resources, and development of backward regions and improving the economic status of socially disadvantaged groups and generation of employment opportunities and widening a base for small and medium scale industries. These are the objectives of EDP. This is about entrepreneurship development programs. Therefore, they will give you these are the things they are taking of care of. The ADP includes the following steps like training about a training and infrastructure and the potential entrepreneur. They look for it and follow. Then these are the objectives of the entrepreneurship development programs.